This is the AI News Flash for August 9th, 6 a.m. UTC. First up, nearly half of senior executives have scaled back their AI agent deployments because the running costs did not justify the benefits, according to a new KPMG survey. The KPMG Global AI Pulse for the second quarter of 2026, reported by Forbes, surveyed 2,145 senior leaders across 20 countries at organizations with more than $50 million in annual revenue. 49% said they pulled back on agent deployments once operating costs outweighed the benefits. This is being framed as a redesign rather than an exit. The share of leaders naming AI a top investment priority actually rose to 79% from 74% in the previous quarter, and average AI spending held steady at $188 million. The real problem is cost visibility. Only 26% report full, real-time visibility into what AI costs to run, and a third of leaders cite limited understanding of AI cost structures, including how token pricing works, as a barrier to deploying agents. 54% have embedded cost reviews into their AI approval processes, and 53% have cost dashboards. At the same time, the share describing AI as part of everyday work jumped to 22% from 13% in the first quarter, the largest single quarter move at any stage of KPMG's maturity curve. In Asia Pacific, 81% said AI is already delivering meaningful business value, up from 69% 3 months earlier. Next, Marvell Technology has unveiled an AI data center architecture that separates memory from compute. Its shares climbed more than 16% following the announcement. The announcement made at FMS 2026 on August 4th covers 3 products. First, the Bravera SC6, a PCIe 6.0 SSD controller that doubles the performance of its predecessor, supports NAND from multiple suppliers, and is designed to offload KV cache from high-bandwidth memory to SSD. Sampling begins in the fourth quarter of 2026. Second, Structera X, a CXL-based platform for rack-level memory expansion and pooling. Third, Photonic Fabric, an optical shared memory architecture spanning multiple racks at distances up to 50 meters. It can offload up to 32 terabytes of warm KV cache and claims 2 to 3 times higher token throughput. Will Chu, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Custom Cloud Solutions, said memory must scale independently of compute so resources can be deployed where they deliver the greatest value. Alan Weckel of the 650 Group noted that memory capacity, bandwidth, latency, and data movement are becoming primary constraints on AI performance. In agentic inference, the KV cache holding conversational context keeps growing, which is making the case for pushing memory outside the GPU a practical one. Third, Salesforce made the Japanese language version of Agentforce Voice, the voice interface for its AI agents, generally available on August 7th. For the Japanese version, Salesforce adopted Kodo, a voice foundation model from Kotoba Technologies, a Japanese startup in the Salesforce Ventures portfolio. Kodo provides ultra-low latency speech-to-text and text-to-speech tuned for Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. It runs as a native voice layer on top of existing IVR systems, drawing in real time on customer data from Data 360 and operational data in CRM. Beyond answering inquiries, it can update CRM records, create cases, trigger workflows, and call APIs through the voice channel, and autonomously handle tasks such as escalating calls to staff, processing orders, and changing reservations. In Japan, integrations have begun with Genesis and with ComDesign's CTE1 SaaS Cloud CTI service. On the same day, Japan Post Insurance became the first company in Japan to sign an enterprise-wide AI agreement with Salesforce. It combines the SLA Enterprise License Framework with Flex Credits Unlimited, which eases usage-based limits on Agentforce to push agent adoption across every business area. Fourth, California State Senator Scott Wiener, who is running for a congressional seat in San Francisco, says he is taking down an AI chatbot that mimicked his opponent, along with the billboards promoting it. The bot, Connie Chan A, parodied Supervisor Connie Chan. The Wiener campaign said it was created to draw attention to her record on housing and public transit. But Chan's campaign released screenshots showing the chatbot responding to questions about her accent and her citizenship status. A letter signed by Nancy Pelosi and other female elected officials called it a gross misuse of technology that reflects a disturbing willingness to erase women's agency. Wiener said the conversation had become about the tactic instead of the issues that actually matter, decommissioned the chatbot and the billboards, and apologized to those who were offended. It is an early test of where the line sits for generative AI inside an active political campaign. And finally, India's Union Health Minister JP Nadda has released a knowledge paper on artificial intelligence in medical technology, setting out 5 priorities. The paper was jointly developed by consulting firm Praxis Global Alliance and the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. It was released on August 8th at India Medical Device 2026, held at Vijayan Bhawan in New Delhi, where Nadda also chaired a CEO roundtable. The 5 priorities are treating AI-enabled diagnostics as the first major large-scale application, addressing fragmented health data and limited evidence, establishing predictable lifecycle-based regulation for AI that keeps changing, building supportive procurement and reimbursement mechanisms, and leveraging India's software capabilities in digital public infrastructure. The paper argues that AI-enabled diagnostics can extend specialist expertise into primary and secondary care, improve productivity, and reduce inequalities in access to healthcare. The focus throughout is on how to move successful pilots into large-scale clinical adoption. That's all for this AI News Flash.